Hello, hello, hello! It's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. Why, you might ask? Because I'm YouTube famous now. And, by the way, this is a car vlog. People get so upset. They're like, you didn't tell us it was a car vlog! I wouldn't have watched it if I was a car vlog! If I'm sitting on a couch, or if I'm sitting on the fucking toilet, or if I'm sitting in my car, it's all the same. My opinion. So, get over it. I just have a lot to do today, and if I wanted to make a video, I had to do it in the car. See? What the pig says goes, see? Did you ever see Babe 2, Pig in the City? Anyway, I just now posted a video that I actually made like 2 days ago called Fake Ass Beauty Gurus, of which I talked in there about Manny Mua, Patrick Starr, Jaclyn Hill, and Jeffree Star. And what I was talking about in there is that they're clapping back at a lot of people. They've gotten very arrogant, yada, yada, yada. And that, you know, this whole discussion about them getting like national campaigns and things like that for, you know, Maybelline and MAC Cosmetics and all these different lines that they're coming out with and all this kind of stuff. And here's the thing that's hard for me, okay? Is like, if I'm just gonna be really fucking honest for a second, like, people get so heated about this stuff, and this is gonna be kind of like on the heels of that video. Like, if people watch that video and then watch this video, which I know they will, they'll be like, huh? Like, huh? Like, this isn't what you were saying. But if you watch my video, I said in there, if I was making a video just for them, what I would say is, you guys need to be a little bit nicer, because like in 2017, I do think that everything's gonna change, right? But you have to think about this for a second. Like, you know, Jeffree Star has, like, whether you like Jeffree Star or not, whether you like him as a person, whether you like his gig or whatever, he has, like, literally made an industry of himself, right? And, like, if you follow his Instagram, it's, you know, Gucci hauls and beautiful BMWs, and he and his boyfriend in Bali and all these Fiji and all of these gorgeous places. And, I mean, it's a life that I wouldn't mind going to, just for, you know, there's my 2 cents about it. And, you know, then you watch Manny Mua, and he's getting all of these gorgeous things in the mail, and he's always opening them, and they're traveling to beauty con. I mean, he has a fun life, right? And Patrick Starr, and I love Patrick Starr's looks. I love the turbans, and ooh, baby, I love a good Erykah Badu look. But anyway, you know, all of them. I like all, I mean, like, I wouldn't say, like, I like them as people, because I don't know them as people. Just like I don't know, you know, anybody like Kylie Jenner, Kendall Jenner. I don't know, like, you know, all of the Victoria's Secret models. Like, I don't know what they politically believe in or who they are as people, but I can tell you right now, when I watch a Victoria's Secret fashion show and they come down the aisle with those wings on, I think, man, maybe if I had been born a woman, I think I might have wanted to be a Victoria's Secret model. Just saying, right? They always seem, and they always show them on the beach, and like Alessandria Ambrosio, and what's the other one that I like? Adriana Lima. Like, all of those girls, Doinson, or I can never pronounce their names. All of them are like, oh my God, laid gorgeous, right? And, but I mean, I like, my favorite, like, the gay Super Bowl is a Victoria's Secret fashion show. Let's just be for real, it is. And I love the Victoria's Secret fashion show. I don't know things about those people, okay? Like, I don't know their personal ins and outs. I don't know what conversations they have with their friends. I don't know if whatever they do, and I'm not saying I agree with all of that, but what I'm saying is the lives that they live in the public eye, as far as, like, who they, like, what they have, is very enticing to me. Like, I'm kind of, like, ate up with it a little bit, right? And that's why millions of people follow Manny Mua and Jeffree Star, because they live these, like, kind of, like, gorgeous, beautiful lives, right? It's only when they take to Twitter, or they do things like dissing a fan at, like, a signing or whatever, like, it's very interesting on the heels of this. I was just last night watching the documentary about Carrie Fisher, who just passed away, and her mom. And Carrie Fisher would go once a month, and she called it, what did she call it? Like celebrity lap dancing, where she would go to these like Star Wars conventions as Princess Leia. I mean, she wouldn't dress up as Princess Leia, but she would sign pictures. And she would sit there from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. and sign pictures, right? And if you watch the footage in the documentary, it's called Bright Lights. She is so, so nice, like through the whole thing, right? This is like her at 60, 65. This isn't her at like 25 going to BeautyCon taking 100 pictures. This is 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Autograph, 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 making these people feel special. And that's kind of what you do when you're in the public eye. Like, it's important that you make people feel special, right? And I think what's happened is that you've taken a lot of young people that have gotten self-inflated very quickly because they've gotten in the public eye and they've gotten very popular very quickly. And I don't know what their childhoods were like. I don't know what growing up was like. I watched Manny's coming out video. You know, you have to think on some level, these are people that lived on the fringe growing up and probably weren't always accepted. So to grow up and at 25, 30 to all of a sudden have the entire world looking at them and loving them and, you know, wanting to see what makeup they think is great and all, you know, how they do their faces and all this kind of stuff, like, you probably would get a little cocky from that, you know? You probably would get a little arrogant from that. I think the problem is when it carries over from arrogance into being rude. And, you know, I was watching a video earlier today about Manny Mua, and, like, I really, like I said in my other video, like, I struggle with Nikkie tutorials because I think she's so sweet, but, like, in the same light, you know, it's hard. Like, okay, with Patrick Star, I've never really heard anything negative about Patrick Star except for the fact of that one scene when he's rolling his eyes when that, you know, person wants to take the picture with him. And, you know, we don't know what was going through his head that day. And the thing is like, I hope to God that, like, somewhere if I'm meeting somebody, like, I look at a friend and, like, roll my eyes, that, like, that 2 seconds is caught and forever played on YouTube forever. And I'm this rude-ass motherfucker because for 2 seconds I rolled my eyes. I roll my eyes a lot, okay? And I'm sure a lot of people out there do. And I'm not making excuses for these people, but I kind of like their lives. I'm kind of intrigued by their lives. That's why I watch them. It's the same reason why I watch Trisha Paytas and Gigi Gorgeous and Joey Graceffa and all of the YouTubers that I watch, you know, because, like, I'm kind of intrigued with their lives, like, and Shane Dawson and, you know, all of these. Charles Gross is, like, a big one for me. That's how I became friends with Charles. I started watching his videos because I would watch his videos and I'd be like, oh my God, his life is, like, seems so cool. And I think that's it, is I think that, like, we start to admire these people, and then it's almost like feet of clay. We see that they're human beings, that they're not just these icons that we look up to, that they are people that we should judge, and we should rake across the coals, and we should say all this stuff about. And I don't know that I think that that's okay, you know? Like, just because I think that they are not always kind and they're not the nicest people does not mean that I believe that their channel should be taken down or that they shouldn't be doing what they're doing or all that kind of stuff, you know? Like, if I was completely honest, this is how I feel about it, okay? I didn't know about Jeffree Star and Kat Von D. I didn't know anything about Jeffree Star being a racist, not being a racist for years, but I watched his stuff and I listened to his music, and what I liked about Jeffree was that he was so completely unique and different, and that, like, for me, it was identifiable, even though you just see me in the same blue sweatshirt with the pink trucker hat every day. Like, inside of my body and my mind, like, I identify with that because, like, I've always wanted to break out of the mold and be something different. And Jeffree is somebody that lives that out loud, and I think that's cool. You know, like, I wish to some degree I could be like that. Whether you love him or hate him, and you don't like who he is as a person or his politics or whatever, that's besides the point. The point is that he, like, lives out loud as being who he wants to be. When I found Manny Mua, I remember I saw this video of him and Patrick Star, and they're, like, sitting on a bed, and this is, like, when they were really good friends, and I didn't understand it, like, at first. Like, I was like, are they, like, two drag queens? Like, I mean, I didn't really understand the whole thing, and I was like, are they two drag queens? And, like, I just don't know their names, or, like, are they beauty, like, I didn't know what a beauty guru was when I started watching them. This is way back, excuse me, before I fell down the rabbit hole of the beauty guru thing, redneck, hillbilly, homophobe, redneck gays, redneck gay all day, available on iTunes. This is before I fell down the beauty guru hole of YouTube, okay, and I knew who he was, and I remember there was this video, and they were just, like, sitting in their bed laughing, and they were talking about stuff, and I thought, oh my God, their friendship is so cool. Like, I love their friendship, right? But then all these people come out and they attack their friendship and say like, oh, Patrick and Manny are supposedly friends until Jeffree walks in the room and then Patrick's out the window and he's not Why is that any of our business? Like, that would be so hurtful if you went through that anyway. And have you ever been somebody's best friend and then like somebody else comes along and then they become friends with them and then all of a sudden you're out the window? Like, that hurts, right? Can you imagine that on social media across the world, like people talking about that stuff when you don't even understand it? At the same time, you're probably like, I am friends with these people. Like, it just appears differently on Snapchats or whatever. And who knows? I don't know. But I like Patrick Starr. I like his whole gig. Like, I even said in videos a long time ago when he was like showing his filming area, I was like, oh, I need a filming area like Patrick Starr. So like, I don't dislike these people. And it's like, I'm very intrigued by their lives. And what's happened is, like, we're all of a sudden talking about, like, how they're, you know, like, their political beliefs and who they are as people, and that they're snots and that they're arrogant and they're all in it for the money. Well, who wouldn't want to make money from talking about makeup? I mean, who wouldn't want to make money talking about candles or, I don't know, Pez dispensers or fucking toilet paper? It doesn't really matter. Like, money's money, okay? If I could make money full-time off of doing the YouTube gig and I could live, trust, I would. Speaking of which, all these people are coming for Martin Lewis. This cracks me up. If you guys don't know who Martin Lewis is, he's this YouTuber that does like drama channels. He used to do vegan stuff and whatever. But what's interesting about him is that all these people are coming for him. She know who she is. And they say about making fun of Martin because he talks about how he lives off of his YouTube career, but he only makes like such and such amount of money a year because he lives in like Thailand or some part of China. And all these people are dissing him like, yeah, if you could move to China and live in a third world country or whatever, then you could probably live off your YouTube things too. And I've seen this in several videos. And I'm like, so I'm talking to my husband about this the other night. And I said, if you could move to Thailand and be right near the beach and buy all the cute clothes you wanted to buy and live in some cute apartment and eat sushi every day, 9-course meals, well, and you could live off making YouTube videos. And I didn't even get done with it, and Alex looked at me and he goes, oh my God, that sounds miraculous. I was like, let's get on the first plane, right? All these people are coming for Martin Lewis because he supposedly like is stupid for doing that. It's genius. I fucking wish I had thought of it. I'd love to move to Thailand and just be on the beach all day long and make 1 video or 2 videos a week and then live off of that and just eat sushi every day. My God, what a fantastic life. He figured it out. He might be the biggest genius of YouTube. So anyway, but I don't hate these beauty gurus, and I don't really think a lot of people do either. It's whenever I do a video about it, and it's interesting, like the reason I didn't post my video for 2 days was I really didn't want people to get the wrong idea that I was saying, I don't like Manny, I don't like Nikkie, I don't like Jeffree, I don't like these people, because I don't dislike them. You know, like, to be honest with you, I watch every Snapchat that Manny Mua puts out. I think he's cute. I like his life. You know, I watch Jeffree Star's Instagram. I watch a lot of his Snapchats. I mean, a lot of their Snapchats are just smoking weed, and I don't participate in the marijuana, so I don't need to see all that. But like the cars and the trips and stuff, love. I think his dogs are adorable, you know, whatever. And if you can get past all that and see, why do we have to get so political with all this stuff? Why? You know? I just don't understand it. I mean, when I go to the, you know, beauty supply store and I'm buying my Aveda Blue Malva shampoo and conditioner or my Davines, you know, hair shampoo and conditioner, I'm not thinking about the politics of the person that owns Davines. And maybe I should. I don't know. You know, like years ago, and there was that whole thing with like Chick-fil-A and all this kind of stuff. I felt like such a bad gay. I would roll through Chick-fil-A and I'd be like, oh my God, I hope somebody that I know doesn't see me in here because I still love Chick-fil-A. You know, and it's like I felt bad about contributing to something that was so anti-gay. But at the same time, I remember I read this article and it came out and it was like 20 companies that are anti-gay, and like Urban Outfitters was at like #1 on the list, even though they came out later and they made this apology about it. But it was like, I mean, so many people that, you know, in the LGBT community shop at Urban Outfitters. Like, my husband loves that store. So it's like, where do we let our politics begin and end when it comes to fashion and beauty and style and all that kind of stuff? And, you know, whereas I do think these beauty gurus need to, like, humble themselves a little bit, because I think that humility is beautiful. I think that you're in the beauty industry to be, like, when you see supermodels, like, supermodels, even like back in the day, like Naomi Campbell and like Linda Evangelista and Christy Turlington and all that kind of stuff, like they were kind of bitchy, but then they got really nice. Like there's not, and I know Naomi Campbell doesn't have the best reputation today, but I don't give a shit. I love Naomi Campbell all day long. She's my favorite supermodel of life. Of life. Of life. I love Naomi Campbell so much. But it's like, you know, they were kind of bitches back in the day, but listen, they had like worked, I mean, but these beauty gurus are not supermodels, you know, of the level of Naomi Campbell. Let's just be for real, they're not. And so we give them so much power, but it's like, am I the only one out there that's kind of intrigued with their lives and like them for that? Like, am I the only one? Like, every time I make a video and I say something about Manny Mua, I always at least get one comment. Somebody's like, Manny's very good to his subbies, or like, I love Manny, he's a sweet guy. Patrick Starr seems rather sweet to me. You know, like, they do clap back, but like, having gone through that myself on a much smaller level, there's a point when people are like giving you the most hateful comments and you just want to go, fuck you, you don't know me. Like, you know, so like, I do think that they have to humble themselves and they have to get a little nicer, but I also think at the same point, it's like, I'm intrigued with them. I think their lives are kind of cool, you know, like, I wouldn't say I wouldn't wish I lived their life, because maybe I do. I don't know, maybe I need to start doing full face makeup with beard, so I wouldn't know shit one about it. I would look so freakish, wouldn't I? Anyway, what do you guys think? I want to really know in the comment section below. I am not taking sides. I really want to know, what do you guys think of Jeffree Star, Nikkie Tutorials, Manny Mua, Patrick Star, let's see who else, Jaclyn Hill, that Chloe Morello, Michelle Phan is like a makeup guru extreme. Why is she never pulled into all this stuff? Isn't she, or am I completely wrong about Michelle Phan? Anyway, I want to know what you guys think. So leave it in the comment section below. Educate me. I mean, I really want to know. So, and actually, maybe from your comments, I'll make another video in response to that and say, the people have spoken. So let me know what you think in the comment section below, because I don't know what to think. You know, I just think that their lives are colorful, and I like that. I wish my life was more colorful. So anyway, talk to you guys later. Bye.